Hey everybody, it's Al with BobCAD. So today I wanted to talk about cleaning up imported geometry. Uh, Here's a sample file, and this can happen depending on the files you're getting from customers and how they're saved and what software they're coming from. But in this case, you can see we have a rectangle, and one of the sides has a radius on it. Okay, so if we look at it, you would think that there'd be one, two, three, four, and then five entities. Okay, an entity being a line or an arc segment. But in this case, you can see that this arc is broken up into a bunch of little tiny points. And the problem with that is when you go to machine this, that it's a bunch of smaller segments, and depending on what machine that you have, it may not have look ahead, or it may not process this very well. So it could become really jerky type tool motion versus having it be a nice smooth radius. So how do we clean this up? Well, one of the things that you can do is, depending on the geometry, you can use arc fit. So if you do arc fit or fit arcs, there's a tolerance here. We can select everything, spacebar, and what that will do is you can see how, it's fitting. It's an approximation, so it takes all these segments and it approximates where the arcs are. And you can see in some areas it's done a better job than other areas. Okay, so that's one thing that we can do, is we can use arc fit. Another thing that we can do is we can use reorganize, clean up, and optimize. We can select all our geometry, and what that will do is it will optimize the geometry. So what I mean, in this case, it's not going to make this back into a radius, but if you have a line segment and that line is broken up into smaller segments, it will make it into one larger segment. Okay. Usually, it depends, but sometimes the arcs like this happen because they were splines and they got exploded, or it came from a surface that intersected with another surface and it was a spline. So, basically, you're going to end up having to delete this geometry and redraw the arc. That's definitely another possibility. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the arc segments here, and I'm going to delete them. Okay, so we get rid of that, and then I'm going to do, a horizontal line here like that, and do a vertical line like this. I'm going to trim them away because I don't, if I don't have a print or something that calls out what the radius is, I got to try to figure it out. So if I do dimension horizontal from here to here, that will give me some value. I do it again just to make sure that we're getting all of it. Okay, so now I can do arc snap, and this is 1.7813, and I can put that there. So now I've redrawn it, and then I can trim out this extra stuff that I really don't need, and I can select the dimensions as well. So got too much. Let me get rid of that. So now I'm back to a solid radius. So again, one of the options is to do fit arcs, and you can adjust the tolerance. Sometimes that can be very useful. It really just depends on the geometry. That will take a series of segments, a series of line segments, and convert them into arcs, or try to fit arcs based off of the tolerance. The other option you have is just with geometry in general. You have your reorganize options under utilities, so you can erase doubles or make arcs tangential, or in this case, clean up and optimize. And sometimes that will work for you if you have an arc segment. Or line segments, it can optimize them for you. And then in some cases, you just need to measure and redraw. And then now that this is redrawn, you can see we have a single arc segment. So when we post up our code, we'll have, one line of code to swing that arc, or maybe two if it breaks it at 90 degrees, or quarterly. Well, I guess it is a quarter movement, so yeah, we'd have one line. But anyways, Yeah, much cleaner code. That's what the point is. We'll get much cleaner code. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or feedback, please reply back to the Facebook, the YouTube, or whatever thread this video may be posted in. If you like the video, let's get a thumbs up, and otherwise, comment below with any questions you have. See you in the next one, guys.